All right, welcome back to the channel. We're going to start up a new stream today, and we're going to be playing The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. This is the game that I originally started my channel with several years ago, and I never really got it off the ground because my computer bricked a few weeks into working on the Morrowind videos. So I'm excited to get this one back up and running. You know, we've been streaming Starfield, Baldur's Gate 3. We've got the Cyberpunk stream going on the channel, as well as I've been playing a little bit of Counter-Strike 2. But Morrowind was the game I originally wanted to stream when I started this channel up with Blackhand Gaming. And, you know, so I want to give this another shot, and I hope that you like it. It's still, my old videos are still on the channel, and they still get more views than some of the newer stuff that I'm streaming. So I guess that means that there's some folks out there that enjoy this game and want to see more of it. And you know, that actually makes me kind of happy because I enjoy it too. And so I've been wanting to get this Let's Play back up and running for a little while now. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to try and keep the game as original, very close to original without modding the game very much. But there are a few mods that I do have installed that are, I think, really mandatory at this point, because the game hardware, the PC hardware, has come so far, and our monitors have higher resolutions, higher refresh rates, and so some of the original like text and typefacing and stuff in Morrowind, it's so low resolution that you can't read it without mods. So I've modded the game with some very basic things, code patches to fix some of the game code errors, and Morrowind graphics extender and script extender, just to make the game more stable. Because the last thing I want to do is get really deep into a Let's Play on a game like this that could go for a very, very long time, and 30, 40, 50 episodes in, the game crashes and we lose it all. So I mean, you don't tend to lose the game, but the game crashing, does become a problem as your save files get bigger. As you play the game, it gets, the save files just they bloat, and they get they end up having a lot of content in them, and you also get memory leak. So the mods that I've installed address those issues, and really only those issues, and I want to keep the original experience. So I hope you enjoy it. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content, and check out some of my other streams. Cyberpunk, we've got more coming in Cyberpunk here soon. I'm going to do a Baldur's Gate update this week, and we've got some more Starfield coming this week as well. So check those out, and let's go ahead and get into it with Morrowind.
They have taken you from the Imperial City's prison, first by carriage and now by boat, to the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up. Stand up. There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name?
Alright, so this is the famous Jube, or Saint Jube, from the Elder Scrolls series, and we're going to play as of our end girl. And
Not even last night.
if you're not familiar with the game, you'll find out what that's
I
about.
heard them
but
say we've reached Morrowind.
it is
I'm
a
sure
little
they'll
bit of a
let us
story,
go.
but that's okay.
Quiet. Here comes the guard.
This is where you get off. Come with me.
I did a little bit of play testing before we started the stream up to make sure that the audio settings.
Get yourself up on deck and let's keep this as civil as possible.
Oh, we will keep it civil. There's no need for violence yet. We just got here. We don't even have any skills. We don't even know what our skills are going to be, do we?
This is where they want you. Head down to the dock and I'll show you to the census office.
Yeah, I did adjust some of the volume settings and several of the visual settings, mostly just for resolution, and I'll cover more of those when we get our in-game menus. But as you can see, the landscape is, it's very bare. This is a 20-year-old game, but even without mods, the game still, it has its charm. It has its charm. It definitely looks like a 20-year-old game, but this was, for open world gaming 20 years ago, this was, peak design.
You finally arrived, but our records
Especially
don't show
with
from
it
where.
being as massive of an open world as it is. So let's see. So what do we want to play as? We could play as a dark elf, and I see this a lot in some of the Morrowind and Elder Scrolls Facebook groups. The memes about Morrowind and why players miss. So I am going to talk about that a little bit with our character creation as to what we're doing in character creation. So first of all, you've got your races, and the races have their own skill bonuses. What you don't see when you're choosing these races is they also have their own attribute bonuses, and those are hidden in the original user interface, so we can't really see those. You'll notice if we hover over, it doesn't have any tooltips. So it is a little bit of a guessing game if you're not familiar with the game. But overall, Bretons are going to have some magic skills. They're going to come with some, certain races and classes will come with spells depending on what skill bonuses they have. So, you'll notice Dark Elf has mysticism, destruction, so you might get a fire touch spell or something that you can use. So that is part of our class building, is knowing that behind the scenes there's some attributes being altered as we choose our race. Also, gender in Morrowind, I think it's the only, at least it's the only Elder Scrolls I've played. I didn't play Arena, Daggerfall, but in Morrowind, your gender actually affects certain attributes and skills as well. So that's something to consider if you want a little bit of a boost to social skills. The females tend to have speechcraft, personality bonuses, where the males tend to have a little bit of strength or maybe endurance. It's not a huge bonus, but it may be 5 or 10 points here or there. Just like the racial bonuses are going to be, 5, 10 points in one direction or the other. Orcs and Nords will get strength. Khajiits, Argonians might, and Wood Elves might get agility or speed, depending on which one we choose. So, let's see. I think for this playthrough, we will play as maybe a Dark Elf. And as you see, we get Resist Fire 75% and Sanctuary. I really like Bretons. Bretons get 50% magic resistance and magic bonus. Really, Bretons, I feel, are the best class. As a matter of fact, I really want the magic bonus because we are going to play with some magic. And let's see. I don't think we want to look like Friar Tuck. Yeah, we'll give him some. Maybe we'll just go bald. Should we just go bald? You really don't see your character much in Morrowind. That's it's probably for the best. The characters are like I said, the game has its charm. Okay. This is, I mean, you can tell they're very low polygon faces, very blocky. Textures are muddy. I mean, if we're being honest, Elder Scrolls texture, or Bethesda textures haven't come a long way since Morrowind. I mean, the character models are a little better, but they do still tend to have very muddy textures, and yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, that's fine. We'll be this Breton guy with a even though we have a dark elf house name. Maybe we were adopted into House Enderil or something, or maybe his family were maybe they worked for the Enderils.
Great.
And,
I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to the office and they'll finish your release.
Half elves, so maybe we descend from the Enderil line of elves, of dark elves or something, and maybe that's our Breton heritage. This is some very loose role-playing
yes,
already.
we've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
Oh, really? A few ways we can do this. I'm going to fill the forms out and create a custom class. And this is that, you know, if you're playing Morrowind for the first time, there's nothing wrong with picking your own class from the list or going through the let's go back and I'll just show you. So you can answer his questions, and if we answer his questions, he's going to generate a class based on that, your approach to the questions. It will choose one of the predetermined classes. So when you answer all of his questions, you are choosing one of these classes from the available classes that are defaults. And so you can go into this list and pick the class that sounds the most like what you want to play. This is probably for beginner players the best solution. If you just really want to role play and answer the questions, that's how I did it the first time I played this game, and it was quite fun. But if you're not sure about how to build your class, this is probably the best place to start, is just go in and pick one of these classes. The specialization is going to alter your bonuses to skills in that specialization. Your favorite attributes are going to get a bonus. And then the skills that you choose will determine how you level your character up. So when you get 10 points in any of these skills combined, you'll get a new level. And that's really important in understanding the leveling mechanics of Morrowind, is that, you know, if you choose skills that you use frequently for your major and minor skills, then you will level up very fast. However, you won't maximize some of your skill bonuses when you level up. I will explain that some more in depth once we get through this character creation. But just know that if you know, certain skills you don't want to choose here, possibly because you could cause yourself to level up faster than you intend. So we're just going to be the hero class. Let's see, hero, a warrior poet. And as far as specialization, combat is probably the best to choose, especially again for new players. You don't want to miss with your attacks. You want to hit things. You want to have a good time and not be struggling in the early game. So if you want to play the game and do well in the early game, just go with combat. That's the best choice. Stealth and magic are okay. Magic is very difficult at first until you've played the game a little and understand how some of the spells work and some of the mechanics of the gameplay. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with combat, I think. Let's see. I believe that gives us like a +5 to all the combat skills if we do that, if I'm not mistaken. And then for favored attributes, so there is one attribute on here that gets completely overlooked, and that is luck. And longtime Morrowind players understand the value of luck in this game. New players probably overlook it, but it quite literally does what it says, affects everything you do. And that means with high luck, you will hit more often. With high luck, you will lockpick more successfully. Everything you do will be more successful with luck attribute. A lot of people will tell you to max your endurance early on. You can do that. That will give you the biggest health pool. But none of that's going to matter if you're dying a lot and just having a bad time playing. So endurance is good. Luck is probably the best. The other thing about luck is it's the only skill that you don't get bonus points when you level it up. You can only put 1 point per level in luck. So I like to go ahead and boost luck off the bat. It will make our character a bit weaker in the early game, but for the long run, we will be more successful at everything we do. We will level our skills up a little bit faster, and in the long run, it will be better to have luck as a favorite attribute. Just trust me on this. Pick luck. It's a really good idea. Most people aren't going to tell you that, but it is valuable. For a second one, if you want to go with endurance, affects your starting health and your health gain per level. So the higher your endurance is at the beginning of the game, the higher it will max out later. This is not going to be very important in the late game, because in the late game you're going to have, the best armor, you're going to have enchantments, you're going to have all kind of buffs on your character. You're going to be a little god by the end of the late game, so it doesn't really matter if you choose endurance early on or not. But if you want to have a bigger health pool early on so you don't die to the first rat that you see, then choose endurance. That's not a bad choice. But I'm going to choose agility or strength. And the reason I'm going to choose agility or strength are going to be for one of these two reasons. If you choose strength, you will have a higher starting health. However, you will also increase your carry capacity and your maximum fatigue. Okay, and your damage that you do. Alternatively, you can choose agility and you will hit things more frequently. So let's go with strength this time. I feel good about that. And that's going to increase our health just like endurance would, but it will also give us more damage, more fatigue, and we'll be able to carry more things early on in the game. And then let's go in here and alter our skills. We are playing as a Breton, so I do want to have some magic skills and kind of a mix of magic and melee and a little bit of everything. So for minor skills, I'm going to drop enchanting and go with alchemy instead. And I'm going to drop, let's see, I'm going to drop Longblade and take, let's see, Alteration's a good one to have. Restoration's always valuable. Mysticism can be fun, especially telekinesis. Lets us grab things and move things from distance. Actually, let's take... I would like sneak and security to be on this list. So let's take sneak. And let's take security because I do want to be able to pick locks. And then we will take over here maybe marksman as a minor. And as a minor magic, we'll take restoration. So alchemy, restorations. This is kind of a blend of stealth and magic over here. And then our major skills, because we chose combat, we're going to get some good buffs to some of these. So we're going to go in and I'm going to take long blade. Long blade weapons are they're best in slot for Morrowind. Just trust me on it. Now you can do whatever you want. You can play with if you use like bound weapons, then that anything you choose is going to be fine. So don't let that, don't let my comments make you think you have to play long blade. But I like long blade. There's some cool epic weapons, legendary artifact weapons we can find that are long blades that I like. And but if you want bound spears or axes, if you just get a conjured spell, your bound weapons are going to be equal to the highest level Daedric weapons. And so and you don't even have to carry them around, which is great too. So so really it's a personal choice. And then we need an armor specialization, and I might go ahead and do, let's see, to use any style of armor effectively, wearer must be trained, conditioned, and skilled in its use. We can go with medium or heavy. You can technically play the game with any of the armor options. You can play this game with unarmored and have a good time. It's totally possible. Heavy armor is probably the easiest to find in the world. I'm going to go ahead and choose heavy armor specialization. My hesitation with heavy armor, if you choose agility for your favorite attribute instead of strength, then you won't be strong enough to carry heavy armor. So when you have strength as your favorite attribute starting the game out, then heavy armor is a little bit more viable. Otherwise, you need to boost your strength up before you can even wear the heavy armor, because it will take up so much of your carry capacity. So, and then we're going to drop medium and go with block for shields. And then we'll round that out with maybe some destruction magic is always good to have. And then do I want armor or acrobatics? Let's see. Speechcraft and mercantile. Any of these are useful. Athletics is really good for leveling your character up, but it gives us speed. And so when we're looking at this, you'll notice that it says governing attribute is speed. That means that when we level up athletics, we're going to get bonuses to speed when we level up. And so we may not want that, whereas block and armor give us strength, agility, endurance. I don't know that we chose anything that gives us speed bonuses. We got agility with marksman. We have agility, intelligence, willpower with our destruction. Yeah, maybe it wouldn't be bad to have athletics. Yeah, that's probably good. We'll take athletics. Okay, we're going to be a hero actually, I guess we can just be a warrior poet. We don't need to be hero, right? Just be... We're a traveling warrior poet, and we have some magic. We've got a good balance, I think, of most of these are my favorite skills. I didn't take conjuration, which is fun. I didn't take alteration or mysticism, which are fun, but this is a good balance character, I feel, to start out. And yeah, so...
Very good. The letter that preceded,
So
you
that would
mentioned
be
you were
our-
born under a certain
Yes, we were
sign.
born under a certain sign.
And what would that be?
Okay, so the signs in Morrowind give us bonuses. This is similar to in Skyrim, the standing stones. The standing stones are basically replace the birth signs. So, looking at these, it's important to look at what we're getting. In Morrowind, you get weaknesses sometimes with certain character builds, and this is one of the things that I never really liked about the game, because like if you make a high elf, you're weak to all magic, and it's like, well, why would you ever want to be a high elf? You're going to get killed every time you fight another magic character. So looking at these, apprentice gives you max magicka, but then you're weak to magic. Atronach gives you a bonus to magic, but then you don't regenerate magic. That's what stunted magicka is. But we get a much bigger magic pool, and we get spell absorption, 50 points of spell absorb. So as a Breton, we'll be able to not only resist magic, but we'll be able to absorb it. So that can make us really strong if we're playing as a melee class. Ladies' favor is really valuable because of the high endurance and personality. The endurance being the key thing for the early game. The Lord, you can cause weakness to fire. So this is an ability that makes your enemy weak to fire damage. So if we were playing a destruction magic class and we take the Lord, then we could cast fire weakness on the enemy and then cast a fireball or something at them. That's different from these abilities. It says abilities, but this is really a penalty. It says ability, but this is really a penalty. With the Lord, this is a ability. No, it is. No, this is, No, this is, you would really be weak to fire. Why would you want that? Restore health 2 points for 30 seconds. So you can get a small healing spell, but you're going to be weak to fire. Am I reading that right? Huh. Okay, anyway, we don't want that one. Fortify agility. The lover is decent. This is going to make you hit much more consistently in combat. Let's see, the mage just gives you a little bit of a magic bonus. The ritual is going to give you a once a day big heal and some spells, some undead spells. The serpent, you can poison your enemies and you can damage yourself in the process. Why would you ever want to do that? The shadow is completely pointless. You can get invisibility for 60 seconds easily in the game. Speed, you're going to level speed up really fast by having athletics. Sanctuary spell, the tower can be useful. If you want to be able to open things, maybe you run out of lockpicks. But of these birth signs, the warrior, fortify attack 10. Let's see, the warrior and maybe the mage and the lover and the lady are the 4 best options, and possibly the Atronach depending on the class you're building. The fortify attack is going to just all around make you not only hit but also do more damage in melee. The mage is going to give you more magic, so if you're playing a magic class, you probably want to go with, the mage is the best of the options. Atronach is really good if you want to be tanky. So yeah, maybe we'll play with the Atronach. So we're going to be a Breton Atronach, just be a beast. We're going to be really hard to kill with that.
Now, before
build.
I stamp these papers, make sure this
It
information
also means
is
that we're
correct.
going to be drinking a lot of restore magic potions, and that's okay. We have a big magic pool, but we're going to rely on potions to keep it restored, and a huge fatigue pool. So this is really good. So you'll see we got 50 strength, 50 int, 50 willpower. 50 in any of these stats is really good. starting out. 50 luck. It will take 50 levels to get luck to 100 because you get 1 point per level. So that's something to keep in mind. So normally you would start out with, I believe, 30 luck. And then you'll notice we have over 35 in our main weapon skill, which is going to be long blade. If we go down here, let's see, we have 10s in some of these others. With a 10 axe skill or a 10 spear, you're not going to hit very much. Short blade is 5. Yeah, so we're going to really rely on those long blade weapons. And destruction 30. So 30s in this column are, that's pretty good starting out. If you really want to min-max, I would suggest picking one weapon skill and putting everything in your build around that weapon skill. That's really, if you want to start out with the best chance of surviving in Morrowind, pump as many points as you can into one weapon skill. It means choose your race, and whatever weapon that race is good at, choose those skills when you create your character. Go with combat. Choose the major skill around that weapon, and you'll be fine. You'll be able to hit things, and you'll have a good time, and you won't sit there missing everything on your attacks. So, all right, there's a lot of tutorials.
Show your
at the
papers to
beginning.
the captain when you exit to get your release fee.
All right, so now we have our inventory menus. And one of the things that the mods that I've installed have added, so where it says progress toward level, we can now, with the code patch, we can see which attributes we have progressed toward our next level. So you'll see that strength, int, willpower, agility, everything says 0. As we use our skills, we will get points toward each of those attributes. And when we get 10 points, we will level up. For every 2 points we get in one of these attributes, we will get a bonus when we level up. So it's important to keep track of where we are, what skills we are leveling. And then when we go to train, for example, let's say we get 5 points in strength and we're about to level up. Well, let's go train Longblade 1 point. That'll give us a 3-point bonus when we level up our character toward our strength attribute. And so that's how we're going to be able to max out our skills effectively and have the best chance of building a really powerful character as we go. And that applies whether you're min-maxing. If there are a lot of ways to cheat in Morrowind, let's just be honest about it. There's a lot of ways to cheat in this game. There are a lot of glitches and things, but even without glitches, if you're min-maxing your character, you want to know what attributes you have progress towards, so that when you level up, you are, and when you're training skills, you're training the correct skills for that. So, all right, this is one of the exploits that everybody knows. We're going to do it anyway.
What do you think you're
So you can
doing?
grab the platter. We're going to set the platter on the ground, and he's going to come over now and tell us that, hey, don't do that, you'll get arrested. Goodbye. Well, now this platter
Continue through
belongs
to
to
the next
us.
building and talk to Celes Gravius.
That's one of the many exploits in Morrowind, and now we have a platter we can sell when we leave this area. So many tooltips come up. Like everything we pick up here, this is a training starting area, and you have to understand that when this game was new, there weren't really games like it. There's a note about the dagger we picked up. Don't think I've forgotten our wager. I want this dagger sharp as a scamp's claw by morning. Okay, cool. Thank you for sharpening the weapon for us. And then leaving it out on the table for us to find. Some people like to come in and just like take everything. I mean, it's a starting area. This stuff is meant to be taken, I guess. Okay. So what I just did, I equipped our lockpick. So you can see we have our lockpick here. We have a dagger we picked up. And it's going to give us a tooltip for equipping it. And if I hit the F key, I can pull up my dagger. I can swap it for the lockpick. And when you perform actions in Morrowind, there's a dice roll mechanic similar to like a tabletop RPG. So we have a % chance of opening this when I click on it. So I'm going to click on it once. We failed. 2, 3. So I'm just going to hold the button down until we get it. Hopefully we'll get it fast. Come on. There we go. All right. And that is using our lockpick. So you'll notice where it says uses 17. Hopefully you can see that on the stream. So we have 17 more uses of that lockpick before it's gone. So, but the quality of the picks, the difficulty of the locks, all of those things are factored in. And that's how this whole game operates. Everything is a random dice roll. And that's why the joke about missing, you know, the executioner is gonna you know, sentences you to death, but he can't kill you because he just keeps missing the switch, and that's so one of the mods that I've installed tells you who owns these items, and you'll notice they all just say owned. That means we can just come in here and loot them. We can also sleep in this bed. I mean, this is a starting area. We really can't get into too much trouble here. I mean, you can try, but they kind of just let you go. And then there's a ring in this barrel, and this is Fargoth's famous engraved ring. And a lot of new players find that and get really excited because it is the first the first enchanted item that you find in the game before you even leave the starting area. It does 5 healing. We have 40 health, so it's not doing a whole lot for us. I still see players. I mean, there was a Let's Play I watched a while back where the guy, I'm not going to name names, but kept this ring for like most of the Let's Play for quite a way into it. I want to say that
Your papers,
probably
please.
30 episodes in was still using that ring for some reason to heal. So let's talk to Celis Gravius. And he says, first, let me take your identification papers. Thank you. Word of your arrival only reached me yesterday. I'm Celis Gravius, but my background is not important. I'm here to welcome you to Morrowind. Well, welcome. Thank you for the welcome. Yes, you're in Morrowind. I don't know why you're here or why you were released from prison and shipped here, but your authorization comes directly from Emperor Uriel Septim VII himself. And those of you that played Oblivion, Uriel Septim dies at the beginning of Oblivion. So that's the same Uriel Septim that lets us out of the prison in Morrowind and releases us onto the island. And I don't need to know any more than that. When you leave this office, you're a free man. But before you go, I have instructions on your duties, instructions from the Emperor. So pay careful attention. All right. So they're releasing us. We're free, but they have a task for us. And you know, I guess we're not really forced to do this, which is interesting, but I guess it's suggested that we should do it because we don't really know anybody on this island. We are being released into the strange new land of Vardenfall. This package came with the news of your arrival. You are to take it to Caius Cosades in the town of Balmora. Go to the South Wall Corner Club and ask for Caius Cosades. They'll know where to find him. Serve him as you would serve the Emperor himself. I also have a letter for you and a dispersal to your name. All right, so he's given us some gold, a package for Caius, and directions to Caius's house. And that's that, and sends us on our way. Okay, so we are officially free from our imprisonment. So the character creation choices we made, because we chose destruction and restoration in our skills, you know, we didn't really choose any other magic, but because we chose destruction and restoration, we got a couple abilities here: fire bite, earth heal. And if I hit F1 on my keyboard, I can open up quick keys, and we're going to slot these things in. Let's see, I'll put Hearth Heal on 4, maybe. So we go to magic menu item, hearth heal, and then I'm going to put on 5 fire bite. There's a method to my madness, and it's my own personal preference, but I usually put my melee weapon is on 1, ranged weapon on 2. I put fatigue potions or health potions or something on 3, usually fatigue potions. And then, then I start stacking my magic abilities into my quick slots. So, yeah, so now I hit 4, and you'll notice in the bottom left corner, our hearth heal spell is ready, and we can cast it with R. And 5, our fire bite spell is ready. So now we have that set up. And then the first NPC that everybody meets in Morrowind,
This better be important.
the so-called the Walmart greeter of Morrowind, Fargoth. Are you the one the boat dropped off? Odd to see a boat arriving at the same time of day. At that time of day. Hope the Imperials treated you okay. I swear they took my ring. I swear one of the guards has it. I had it last week before their weekly Let's Shake Down Fargoth ritual, an engraved healing ring, family heirloom of mine. You haven't seen it, have you? So, this is really important early game. Give him his ring back, okay? Just trust me on this. Give Fargoth his ring back. Yes, I found it. Here it is. You have it. Amazing. Thank you. I'll be sure to tell the others, especially my friend Ariel, who runs the trade house here. Go see him. He'll be happy to see you now. So, by giving Fargoth his ring, which is really not a good item in the first place, but by giving him his ring back and being nice to Fargoth, now the trader will have a high disposition for us. So when we go to trade, we're going to get the maximum amount, or we're going to get a lot of value out of our trades with Ariel. So this is a great thing. So, yeah, before we go in to see Ariel, we're going to take a little walk over here. And this is a little bit of an exploit, I guess. It's just knowing where things are. So, this lighthouse in Sedanine, the lighthouse, if you go up here by the door, there are a couple trees, and this first tree stump has a little gold in it. And a cup we can sell. And if we jump up on these rocks, and then if we jump over here to this, can I land it? I landed it. There's an axe. So if you're playing as an axe-wielding maniac, you can steal this axe out of the tree. It doesn't belong to anybody. Since we're just starting out, I mean, look, we just broke out of prison. I guess life of crime is not, we're not a stranger to the criminal life. And we're going to go in here to the top of the lighthouse and steal this book, The Wraith's Wedding Dowry. And when you open it, you're going to get 1 point in unarmored. Okay. And it's going to tell this whole story about the wedding dowry. I'll click through slowly. You can pause it if you want to read the book. I'll just click through the pages slowly so you can pause it. And if you really want to read it, there it is. Alright, so we're going to take that book with us. And now we're going to go see Fargoth's old buddy, Ariel. I do very much like the audio in this game, by the way. Don't mind the error at the bottom of the screen. That's if you double click on plants when you loot them, it just automatically loots it. But it gives you that error message at the bottom. Okay, so this is the trade house.
I don't recall using teleportation, and yet there I was.
And there you were.
Alone. Naked.
Oh, that's TMI. All right. Well, he is very friendly toward us, so I guess he's sharing us his personal exploits. So you'll notice now that his disposition is 85, which is quite high for an early game NPC. we haven't persuaded him or done any tricks. We've just been nice to his buddy Fargoth. So we're going to barter. We're going to sell all that junk that all the junk we picked up in the starting area, including the wedding dowry, the firmament book. We'll sell the axe too. I really don't want the axe, so we'll sell the axe. We'll sell the flint. Now flint is very useful. It gives us 20 points to strength. So early game, if you need to fight something, drink the flint. 20 points in strength, you will one-shot a lot of things in the early game with that. So yeah, and we're even going to sell our dagger because I don't even want the dagger. Silver short sword, iron long sword. Iron claymore. Do we have a silver one? Just a silver short sword. Well, I guess we really don't need. Yeah, we'll just take an iron long sword for now. Okay. Yeah, we need a weapon we're good with. So I mean, the iron weapon is not going to. We need to keep in mind that we're not going to be able to fight undead, skeletons, anything spooky comes up on us. We just got a basic sword, okay? But it'll be fine for the average rat, okay? And the rats in this game they're huge rats. All right, and we're gonna just pop this up 1 point to an even 665. And do I want any of these other things? What condition is my sword? It's in full condition, okay. And then we'll just wait. I mean, we could buy some armor. We really don't need armor at this point in the game. All right. So yeah, I mean, what? 45 minutes into the game, I spent 40 of it making my character. So 5 minutes into the game, we already have 800 gold. That's a pretty good start in Morrowind. And we have a sword. And then if we go up here and talk to Hriscar.
What say you? Watching me, I can tell.
You look like you could use a friend, Outlander. Perhaps I can be your friend. I'd like you to help me recover some gold. Okay. That's right. See, I had a bad run of luck playing 9 holes and lost a bit of money. Normally, I'd be fine. We can usually keep some gold in our pockets just from the money the locals pay us for protection. So he's shaking people down. He's shaking people down for money. And guess who he shook down? But I know some of them are holding out on me, especially that little fetcher Fargoth. He's come up light the past couple of weeks when I've shaken him down. I know he's stashing it somewhere. I'd like you to go find Fargoth's hiding place. All right, so we've just befriended Fargoth. We gave him his ring back. Now we're gonna go steal all his money that he's hiding from the local thugs. So I know the little fetcher's got one somewhere in town. Just not sure where yet. I've already gone through his whole house, so I know he's not hiding it there. I'd like you to find out where he's stashing his gold if you can. I'll give you a share of the wealth. Are you up for it? Yeah, why not? Excellent. Here's what I want you to do. I'm not sure where he goes, but I know he wanders around town at night. Watch his movements. The best vantage point is the top of the lighthouse south of town. That will give you a nice view of all of Sedanin. If you keep an eye on where he goes, I'm sure you'll be able to figure out where he's hiding that gold. All right. Pretty straightforward. There's a bunch of other NPCs in here. We don't really need to talk to any of them. I mean, if we do, he's going to offer advice, tips.
I will listen, Outlander, but make it quick.
Trade house notice. Let's see. Yeah, so this is basically just, talking about the trade house and. All right, so we will go figure out where Fargoth is hiding his money. What time of day is it? T. If we hit T, we can see that it is 1 p.m. All right. So while we're waiting on Fargoth, we have to watch him from the lighthouse over there at nighttime. Let's go on a little walk. just gonna go crab hunting for a few minutes while we wait for the sun to set. So you notice my first attack of the game, we got a hit and a kill. It's really not that hard to Morrowind, okay? Memes have been completely busted, alright? Myth busted, you can hit things in Morrowind. Thank you, welcome to my TED Talk. Alright, it took 2 hits that time. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I wasted your time on those 2 hits. Okay. Those guys have high agility and they can paralyze us with magic. So we gotta be really careful. We don't want to get, if we get that little Quama Forager and the Scrib at the same time, it'll be a bad day. And we have no stamina. Our little green bar in the bottom left is empty, so when that happens, you can't hit squat. You can't do squat. We just got paralyzed. Okay. Yeah, that's why they're dangerous at low levels. They do that stuff. They paralyze you and then they just sit there and kill you. But oh wow, tax record. Okay, so this is a quest. Can we read that? Okay, there we go. Tax records. Processus Vitellius. Sedanine Census and Excise Office. So it shows you who owes money. Ariel paid his taxes. Eldifier owes 130 drakes. Farguth owes 111. Yeah. So this guy was a tax collector and he went missing. And if we go over here, I'm collecting these mushrooms for quests that we will turn in at a later time. Possibly before this episode's over, I don't know. I'm kind of just playing the game. Yeah, these Quama Foragers have really high agility. And their high agility combined with an early player's low agility means you will miss a lot when you're fighting them. That screaming and pounding is the other script that we didn't fight. You can hear it over there pounding its little tail on the ground. Yep. 1 hit, 1 kill. Pretty clean. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. All the people talking about missing their hits in Morrowind, I don't know what they were talking about. We're not missing anything. We've been all hits here. Yeah, so these are 2 different mushrooms. You'll notice it says Bungler's Bane, and then this darker mushroom is Hypophacia. And we need to collect those for a quest. We also need this guy, Luminous Rusula. And a couple of those. Oh, there's another forager. Here it comes. We've been spotted. Yeah. Also, one of the things that I don't think gets talked about a lot, but you know, new players are like, why do I keep missing? Well, hitboxes on these enemies are really small, and sometimes they're even in awkward places. And it's something you can't see when you're playing the game. You notice when I strike like right between the pinchers right there, I get a lot more hits, right? And it's because their hitboxes are pretty small. That's my understanding anyway. You gotta know where the hitboxes are on some of these creatures. It's really bad with the cliff racers. The cliff racers, like I think players, the cliff racers have probably caused a lot of new players to quit this game. Oh, there it is. The squib's in the water. Somehow we hear it, even though it's underwater. But yeah, I think the cliff racers cause a lot of people to quit this game because they can be very frustrating if you don't know where their hitbox is. So that is probably my tip of the day among many. I know I've probably given you a few tips of the day, but that is one of the best pieces of advice I can give in this game for surviving in this game is to learn where the hitboxes are on enemies. So if I come up here, boom, right there at the bottom of the shell. See? It's that easy. Morrowind is really that easy. Like, you shouldn't be missing. You really shouldn't be missing. If you just watch what I do and follow along. Now, we're going to come back to this place. There's a really cool item in here, but if we go in here now, we will probably die. But there's a really, really nice magic item in there that I really like to have. We're not going to go after it just yet. I need to down some of these llama eggs. Look at that fatigue go up. Yeah, with these llama foragers, the hitbox is actually like right over the top of it, sort of. So you'll notice I often aim like there. And when I aim there, if you really watch the sword, it goes... Yeah, you see that? And that's where that hitbox is going to be on that forager. They're really hard to hit if you don't know where to aim. And I learned that from just hours and hours of Morrowind archery, which is a thing. And it's... I don't know how popular of a thing it is, but I like it. But it is, you can get really lethal. I mean, Stealth Archer is a class in Morrowind, like anybody says. Okay? Like, Stealth Archer was not invented in Skyrim. Like, it's been part of the Elder Scrolls. You just had to be good at it, or it takes a lot of actual practice. Oh, look, we caught... We're getting all the memes in this first episode. So here's the famous Tar Heel. And, yeah, so I guess one of the developers on the game, I guess went to Duke, or was a Duke fan, basketball fan. And I guess there was some rivalry between North Carolina and Duke at the time. And so they named Tar Heel after the North Carolina Tar Heels. Yeah. And then dropped them from the sky. So I guess that's what you do to the I guess that if that tells you how they felt about the Tar Heels back then. And we did just get a new fancy sword. Now we have a magical sword. Look at this. You know, we are 20 minutes into actually playing the game, and we already have a magic sword, and we can go fight, fight the undead and the evil. This is a spark sword, right? Yeah. So, lightning, electrical damage is really potent against the mud crabs. So, you know, we really gone to war with the mud crabs this episode so far. I don't remember. Now this, I'm not 100% sure. Is this one of the stumps that has something hidden in it? A lot of the stumps early in the game have like things hidden in them. That's alright. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I mean, look, we're 20 minutes in the game and we have a magic sword. We can go fight anything we want now, right? Like, we could literally just take this sword through the entire game if we were so inclined. Yeah, I really do like the audio in this game. The God Rays, I think they call them, for the MGXE. This is one of the graphic improvements. I didn't make a lot of serious graphic improvements, but we definitely boosted the shadows and that just looks really beautiful, doesn't it? I mean, for a 20-year-old game, that is pretty impressive. Because lighting effects in games were very new 20 years ago. I mean, to some of the younger people watching this, that may be a surprise, but yeah, I mean, lighting effects in games like Splinter Cell that were like stealth action redefined, where stealth was like shadow based, like that was new technology 20 years ago, and so like this filtering that's causing that effect is, I mean, that's something that this was high tech. This is a high tech graphic effect back then, and you can see that it's even filtering through the tree limbs. That's just amazing. I mean, it's by today's standards, it's not anything special, but I assure you, by 2003 standards, that was a big deal. That was a really big deal back then. I mean, I remember some of my friends that didn't play Morrowind used to come over to my dorm room to watch it because we were all so amazed by the lighting effects.
What's this about?
Alright, so let's see, what time is it now? It's 6 p.m. Doesn't look like 6 p.m. The light is
Go
very
ahead.
Quickly,
bright out.
Outlander, or go away.
Don't mind us, Fargoth. It's, nothing to see here. Just passing through town. Wow, it's really pretty too. Yeah, I mean, the Morrowind graphics extender is the definition of polishing a turd, so to speak. I mean, you have a game that's 20 years old, and just by adjusting some light, some settings, some shaders and settings, you can get some really nice effects out of it without really changing the overall style of the game, which is, I know a lot of people really care about that. Me, typically, if I'm not streaming, I mod the hell out of these games, and they don't even look like the same game anymore. But I can certainly appreciate that some people like the original aesthetics and the original feel of games without too many changes, and so that's kind of why I'm playing this without altering too much, is because I realize that people really prefer to see how the games used to be, Yeah, so we are waiting for Fargoth and for the sun to go down. I'm going to go ahead and just, let's see, 6 p.m. We'll just wait 2 hours. Now it's nighttime. Yeah, we're in sneak mode, okay. And you can see Fargoth over there with his torch wandering around town. Yeah, I didn't realize I was like slouching in my chair before. Yeah, so the sun has gone down. We've got a nice fire from the lighthouse. And it may take a moment. Sometimes it takes a moment for the script to kick in and for Fargoth to do what he's about to do. So Hriskar told us to come up here and wait, and after a few minutes we'll notice Fargoth will sneak off to his hiding spot, and then we'll be able to go find his stash. So for now we're just watching from our vantage point at the lighthouse. All right, there we go. Sometimes walking down those stairs and then back up to the platform here will activate his script. So you notice Fargoth is sneaking now. And he's going to sneak this way and sneak that way. And then he's going to sneak off to his hiding spot. And we'll be able to go find his stash. And we just sit up here and watch him for a moment. Alright, there he goes. Well, that's odd, isn't it? He sneaked down into the water and his torch goes out. What's he doing? And then he sneaks off. So that tree stump must be his stash. So let's see if we can't go down there and find what's in it. Believe it or not, fall damage in this game levels up your acrobatic skill. So if you want to be able to jump higher in Morrowind, just fall from things. So if we go over to this tree and sneak over to it. Oh, there's 300 gold and a lockpick, and oh look, it's Fargoth's ring. So we gave Fargoth his ring and then we stole it back from him. You still get the ring, and you get the money, and you have a new friend at the trade house. Look at that. Now, we have a choice to make here, because we could turn the money into Hriskar. He's basically just been shaking Fargoth down and taking his money anyway. So, I mean, if we want to talk about the moral and ethical dilemma here, if we're just helping Hriskar steal it from Fargoth, or we could just steal it ourselves. Either way, we stole the money. So, I mean, I'm not advocating stealing or anything, but if you're gonna steal, at least, you know, benefit from it. So we're not going to give the money back to Hriskar. We're just going to keep it for ourselves. And it's as simple as just not talking to him. We are going to sell our longsword back, and our shoes, and our old dirty clothes, and Tarthiel's journal. 51 gold. And let's see, would I like to get... I would like to get a shield. Yeah, so I'm going to buy a shield. Do I want a ranged weapon? I don't really see. Let's see, we got some arrows. A short bow. I'm gonna wait. I prefer to use the crossbow because the crossbow has steady damage. Instead of a range of damage, like you'll see this bow does 1 to 10. On a crossbow, it's just a straight, I think it's 15 or 20 damage. It's really high and it's really consistent. So early game, the crossbow is wonderful, but I'm going to take the shield. And we're going to equip that. And the reason I'm doing that is because we want, it's not really for the armor rating so much. I want to practice using the shield, so if we fight any enemies on the road, we'll, we want to start leveling our block up, because the block skill takes a while to level. So we'll start leveling up our block skill, and our heavy armor, I believe, will also level from using the shield. So, okay, so for beginner players, I definitely recommend the Silt Strider here. If we come up here and talk to this fine lady, Darvain.
We make a special trip just for you. Same
and
low
you
price.
can travel directly to Balmora. So that is the best way to get to Balmora for new players if you're starting out and you don't know, one, how to get to Balmora, two, you risk dying on the road to Balmora. So for new players, come to the Silt Strider. We've got 1,200 gold to work with now, so spend a little bit, spend that 14 gold, go to Balmora. Thank me later. You don't have to walk to Balmora, but we are going to walk to Balmora because that's what we do. Let's see, do I have this one? Violet Coprinus and Luminous Rusula. Yeah, I have those, okay. You want about 2 each of these mushrooms before we leave Sedanin. That's going to save us a lot of time running back and forth for one of the first quests when we get to Balmora. And then we also want the Hypophacia and the Bungler's Bane off the side of the trees, and so these two grow on the sides of the trees. There's a couple of them here before we leave town. That's just one of my personal tips. It's just a habit. Whenever in the early game in Morrowind, you can save yourself a lot of time on those first couple quests. And here's our first enemy on the road. So we are passing out of the West Gash region. All right. So our unarmored skill, is it unarmored? Yeah, unarmored skill went up another point. So you'll notice on the level progress now it says 1 for strength, 2 for speed. For every 2 points, that speed will give us a point bonus towards speed when we level up. And that's it's optional. We don't have to take speed, but if we do take speed, we'll get that bonus. So that's just something to be conscious of as we are running around the wilderness, fighting our way across Vardenfall. I guess it's technically fighting our way across part of Tamriel. It's not all of Tamriel. Or Cosmodon and the Dragon Tongue. Do I have any script jerkies? I want to let our fatigue build up before we go fight anything. So not only does it make your fighting more effective, but when your stamina is completely drained, when you're fully fatigued, you just checking. Okay. Maybe it was on the game. I was just checking my security cameras outside because I thought I heard a voice by my window and I was like, is there somebody out there? The dogs didn't move, so normally the dogs freak out if there's a sound or even a bump in the... But anyway, yeah, just Anyway, moving on. I apologize. Yeah, so these marshmallows are really valuable early game, especially since we took alchemy. We will be able to make healing potions. I kind of want to know what I heard. Maybe it was game audio, but it sounded like a person talking. And we're kind of far from town. That was really weird. Really, really weird. Crab down here. One shot, one kill. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why all these people be missing their attacks in Morrowind, but yeah, those marshmallows are going to be really valuable. We can combine them with salt rice. Did I pick up any salt rice? I got squib jerkies. But yeah, we can combine them to create health potions. So those will be really useful to have. And this is the town of Pelagiad. And we really don't need to go there. But if you remember, if you've played Skyrim, I don't believe there was anything in Oblivion about Pelagiad, but Pelagiad was, at least Pelagiad the Mad was the one, if you do the Sheogorath quest in Skyrim, I believe Pelagiad is named for Pelagiad the Mad. There's some stone flower petals. This is a similar, so this is another Anisi quest for the Mages Guild. So first, first she sends us to pick mushrooms, and then she sends us to pick flowers. And knowing that happens, it's better just to go ahead, save myself some time, pick these flowers while we're out here on the road. All of them can be found on the way to Balmora. There's heathers. You need 2 of each. Yeah, I know it's heather, golden cannet, stoneflower, and I believe willow anther or black anther. So we'll find those as we cruise along here. We have no stamina. We're running at full speed. We have no stamina. Now we could heal. I guess we'll see. Because we have no fatigue, because we are at full fatigue or no stamina, we can't cast spells either. So I'm gonna let our stamina build back up for a second, and see if we can't heal. And you can actually see it here. You'll see Hearth Heal, 13%, 13 cost. 44 is the percentage chance to cast. See, now it's up to 46 as we gain stamina. That chance to cast will go up. So it's not even about being out of stamina, but it's being that low fatigue as well will cause you to fail your magic casts. And now we're up to 53%. Pick some flowers while we wait. 54%. Now the other thing you can do is you can work on your sneak skill while you're waiting for your fatigue to refill, because your fatigue will refill while you are sneaking. And so now we have the little sneak icon, and whenever that sneak icon is lit, your fatigue, your sneak will slowly increase, and you'll improve your sneak skill. So we maxed out at 65% chance to cast our hearth heal. So let's try it now. And we're fully healed. Cool. And we will continue. Black Anther is really useful later in the game when you start exploring dark dungeons and tombs and Daedric ruins and things. Black Anther will let you make light spells, and light spells do exactly what they say. They light everything up, and or potions. There's a light spell too, but light potions will make it look like daylight outside at nighttime. It's ridiculous how bright it is, but it's very useful sometimes when you're navigating dark caves and some of the tombs and things. You'll find things that you would never see without the light. So I like to keep a couple of those potions on me as well. And the Black Anthers are one of the ingredients for that. Okay, so we got a signpost here. If we go to the right, it will take us to Saran. And if we go straight, it will take us to Mount Cand and Molag Mar. And left goes to the Ghost Gate in Balmora. There's another little rat or something around there. There are a few random enemies that spawn in this Foyada between the hills here. And they can be anything from a Quama Forager to a rat to a Daedra. Late in the game, there will be Daedras and Dreamers and things spawning there. Some pretty medium level. Medium to high level enemies that'll spawn there. And then this is Fort Moonmoth. So if you want to join the Imperial Legion, you can become an Imperial.
Any time now.
And the Imperial Legion Shrine is in here as well, or the Cult Shrine. And if you go back here to the Cult Shrine, you can make a donation and receive a blessing. Restore attributes, cure disease, cure blight. So if you have diseases on your character, come to any of these shrines, click on it, pay 25, and you'll get a blessing. So let's see. Yeah, we didn't really need to do that, but I just wanted to show you that it's here. And if we talk to this guy, we can even join the cult. And I think we'll do that. I don't see a lot of Let's Plays where people are doing the Imperial Cult quest, so maybe we'll do that. We'll become a lay member of the Imperial Cult. So you are now a layman of the Imperial Cult. Welcome, Nerevar, to our community, and may you rejoice in its blessings. Can I tell you about our services? So we're able to use any of the cult shrines to heal and that sort of thing. And he's given us a book, My Gods and Emperor. And let's see, can we talk about, services, requirements. Our favorite attributes are personality and willpower. Our favored skills are speechcraft, unarmored, restoration, mysticism. So what he's telling us is these are the skills we need to progress. So we don't jump straight to being the leader of factions in Morrowind. You have to build your skills to achieve the next rank. And this is something they removed, I think, right after Morrowind. I don't think Oblivion had this at all. It's been a long time since I played Oblivion, but this is one of the things that I think Morrowind fans really liked about the faction system, is you don't just jump into being the Grand Master of the guild after 20 minutes of questing, right? Like you actually have to build your skills up and be competent in the skills for that faction. So yeah, we'll build up our personality and willpower and some of these skills as we progress. And I don't see any duties. Yeah, so the Imperial Cult, they basically worship the 9 divines, as you may remember from like Skyrim. You know, Akatosh, Dibella, Arke, Zenithar, Mara, Stendarr, Kenareth, Julianos, and Tiber Septim, who is Talos. And if you've played Skyrim at all, then you may remember that Talos was banned by the High Elves when the Aldmeri Dominion took over, and they made I believe it was the White Gold Concordant with the Imperials. They banned Talos worship. So that's basically what we've just joined. We may have to go to a different shrine to get work. Yeah, we may have to go to a different shrine to get work.
Hail!
But we're part of the cult, so hey, you know, we just joined a religious cult. Let's see.
I'm listening.
Yeah, so we're almost to Balmora, and I think that's going to be the end of the episode when we get there, and we'll continue this. I'm going to do Morrowind like once a week. I'm not going to be posting Morrowind videos every day, but I think once a week, you know, you know, we'll do like a Monday afternoon Morrowind or something. And so we will continue our story of Nerevar, and you know, we're just gonna play. You know, we've gone an hour and a half on this stream, which I think is pretty good. I want to keep, yeah, I try to keep my videos in the hour to hour and a half range. You know, RPGs, it's hard to do in short segments. You know, I feel like that hour plus or minus 15-minute range gives us long enough to get into a quest, or if we have to travel across the map somewhere where we can, you know, really do those things. And then I try to do like inventory management off screen, so, which we don't really have a whole lot of that yet in Morrowind, but we will, and there are going to be times when I'm probably going to, you know, before or after the stream, I'll go in and clear out inventory or something. But yeah, that'll be it for Morrowind today, and we will pick up right here. We have reached the town of Balmora, and we will pick up right here next week. And so stay tuned. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. It really helps other people find my channel. And I will see you in the next video. And thank you again for watching. This is to be continued.